Hello, beautiful seekers. Welcome back to the Existential Shift. If you're new, my name is Morgane. This will be a general tarot scope for earth signs. We will go by the sign. We will start with, I'll do like an energy read for earth energies as a whole. And then I will move by the zodiac signs. We'll do Taurus, then Virgo, then Capricorn. Whenever you're watching this, if you feel like you can timestamp this, that would be amazing. And then comment the timestamps below in the comments. I will pin it or copy paste it to the description box. It will be super helpful for everyone. And thanks in advance. This is a little bit of a different format than you're familiar with for me because I just couldn't get to the readings, the general readings by the sign at the end of June to make them for July. Let's fix it. So instead, I'm doing this now. It's pretty much the same thing. Every sign gets a reading. I'm just bundling it up in one video by the elements. It's just, that's the only way I was able to do it for this month. We will resume a regular schedule for August. I will do the general tarot scopes by the zodiac signs for each and every single one of you. Let me take a sip of my coffee. If you're joining in, please feel free to say hi to me. Let me know where you're tuning in from. What's your sign? Hello. And even if I don't respond right away to the chat because I'm focused on the reading, in between and later on, I will scroll through the chat and interact with you guys. Okay, so please feel free to express yourself. Okay, so first thing I want to do is tap into the energy of the earth signs. But this reading is for, it doesn't matter if you're an earth sign or not. You can tune into this live anyway, at least, because after the live, once I'm done, not after the live, once I'm done with the readings for all the earth signs, okay, once I do the general readings for them, if you have a personal question that you want to ask me, okay, if you want to ask me a personal question for the cards and for me to pull 3 cards, I will be able to do so once I'm done with the general tarot scopes for the earth signs, and then I'll interact with the chat in answering your personal questions. To know how to do that, though, it's important you check out the description box or the pinned comment that I pinned here above at the chat if you're watching this live. So for those of you who are tuning in live, check out the description box in order to ask a personal question if you want to. I will not address it during the readings, the general readings. I will look at it at the end of them. So don't freak out if you're sending in your question and I'm like not saying anything about it. Okay, it's because I want to focus on the readings. But after I finish the reading, I know I'm reiterating, it's important. After I finish the readings, then I will look into my phone and see if I have any questions that came in. It is important that you do it sooner than later. Don't wait until I finish the general readings. Because that way will just be a block and I will think there's no questions and I will just end the chat. So do it now. Do it now as soon as you can, and I will see it after and will answer you. And even if you're watching the recording and you think you missed out, next time I do it, that way you already know how to go about it. Okay? And if new seekers coming in, you feel free, those of you who have heard me now say all of this, new seekers that are tuning in, let them know. Feel free to act as a moderator, even if I don't have moderators here. I hope I do. But even if I don't, you can act as a moderator and help me out and help them out. That way I can focus on the readings and you guys assist me. That would be amazing. Okay. Yay. I'm excited to do earth signs. Okay, so let's tune in first to the general energy of Earth before we move in by the zodiac sign. Earth signs for July. Capricorn, you have a full moon in your sign on the 13th. It will, in a way, be a full moon for all Earth signs because it's a trine for also Taurus and Virgo. Earth. General energy for Earth. In relation to the collective, okay. Earth signs, when it comes to your environment, it could be small circle of environment, it could be a greater whole, aka the collective. At this time, you are really guided to, I know it sounds simplistic when it's a book. Okay, I'll just say it. You're guided to finalize things, to cross the T's, dot the I's, to send the emails, answer the text. Don't leave things open. Do the assignments, do the Saturnian things. Thank you so much, Widow's Wisdom. I'm going to make you a moderator. I really appreciate that. Thank you for doing that for me. And you can check out the description box for people who want to maybe have a private reading at the end of these messages. So you could copy paste it maybe and explain it to them if you want to. Thank you though. So yeah, earth signs, as you have closures, and when I say closures, I don't mean endings. It could be an ending if something needs to end. Don't drag it. But it could be as simplistic as you have a task that you've been dragging. You have certain things that you need to do that are buzzing at the back of your head and you're just not getting to it. And it's like, in a way, it will be like a butterfly effect that will create a lot of closures and clarity for all the other signs. Because when you send out that email, that person already knows where they stand and they move on to do what they need to do. When you figure out that thing, it affects others who figure out their things and so on and so forth. So there's something about the earth energy, earth people, that if you do these things, these seemingly semantic little things, technical little things, I'm sorry, it can have a really great positive effect on your environment and the collective, and of course onto you, because these are things that you need to do for yourself. Now, again, it can be an ending for those of you that it applies to, but it can just be like mundane tasks. Okay, you've been wanting to clean your bathroom forever. Clean it. You know, it sounds simplistic, but you'll be surprised. Okay. Okay. Before I move on to Taurus, anything else specific for all earth signs? Make decisions. Make clear decisions. All earth signs. You need to lead the butterfly effect for the collective during the month of July. So make firm decisions, follow through with them, follow through with your decisions, with your communication, be clear, be precise. Okay. All right, let's start with Taurus. 8 minutes and 22 seconds in case someone is timestamping. Taurus. Nine of Pentacles. Wow. So Taurus, you've worked really hard for something, and now you're going to reap rewards. A result is coming in. A big result that can be very abundant. That will, if you're not feeling it right now, then very, very soon, because this is for July. Something you'll be very proud of, feeling accomplished. And this is something that you've invested a lot of time and energy. And here you have Two of Swords and Knight of Swords. Interesting. Okay. Some of you are so focused on your success, independence, whatever it is that you're doing very well, by the way, that you're not seeing someone who's on their way. And I'm not sure in what way they're on their way. Are they coming to you? Are they trying to get you to go with them somewhere? Okay, another thing that is, I'm going to put that aside for a second because something more important is coming through, where some of you Taurians are so beautifully and well focused on your work, on your appearance, on your health, that it takes so much of your focus and energy that by default, not by ill intent, not by laziness at all, you're really feeling like you're doing well, which you are. But by default, what happens is there's something emotional that you're going through or you're feeling. Could be something you suppress, could be a certain pain, could be anything that you're not dealing with, a certain pain that you're just closing off. And you're not the kind that does that. You're not the kind that, becomes a workaholic just to avoid feeling things. You can be a workaholic, but you still feel through the things, right? But in this case, I feel like all the good stuff that you're doing for yourself simultaneously and unintentionally are also enabling you to avoid dealing with something emotional. And the reason why it's coming through so strongly is because it's kind of like a ticking bomb. Like, because it's enough for one thing to trigger you to press that button that will make it all come out, either anger or frustration or hurt, right? You go from being super satisfied and at ease with things to suddenly depressed and not being able to get out of bed and do the things you want to do. Or from being super calm, cool, collected to angry and triggered and upset with every little thing. It's because there's something there stirring. So please sit with yourself and figure it out. And I'm hoping it will come out in a healthy way in the help of the full moon in Capricorn. I lifted the deck, and the card that stayed on the table is Ace of Wands. Something is happening really fast. Now that was a side note, an important side note for your psyche. Now let's go back to the narrative that is happening. Something is coming in really fast. I don't know if it's something you'll need to go and do. Like a really exciting, positive start, opportunity that will require you to think fast and move fast. Three of Cups. It's something celebratory. It's something really good. It's something you'll be happy with. It's something that you'll be excited about. And I feel like some of you are moving from a place of being solitary and focused on your stuff to suddenly having new interactions, new friendships, new people. Could be dating situations, could just be, social events. Like you're just going from working hard, improving yourself, succeeding, and so on, to playing hard. From work hard to play hard. Hopefully you'll find the balance of work hard, play hard simultaneously. But sometimes in order to find balance, when we're in one extreme, we need to fall or be, move to the other extreme first in order to create balance. So this is kind of what's happening. I see you suddenly surrounded with people and events and exciting things that kind of pop out of the blue. You've been keeping to yourself, and now you're going to be super popular and invited and like interacting. This is good. Look, Uranus is in your sign, and the North Node is about to conjunct Uranus in your sign at the end of this month. You already know the level of surprises it can bring, but with you, it's really setting you on your course. Like the new social environments, the new friendships, the new dating situation. But it's really good. It feels really good, Taurus. Hold on. Just 1 second, sorry. Okay, let's see further. I feel like someone is coming into your life, and they could be the catalyst of all this social expansion and opportunity. Like maybe they have a big group of friends, or maybe they a very social butterfly that goes here and there and everywhere, and but it doesn't feel bad at all. Quite the opposite. Show me more, please. For Taurus, for my beautiful Taurian seekers, and anyone who's joining. Oh, okay. Four of Swords. This reading has so many contradicting energies at play. Taurus, as you're interacting and conveying with the world, you're also not there. There's a part of you that is still very much almost like, you know, you're in the situation, you're part of the situation. Do you know my monks? But you're also like a wallflower, but you're not being seen as a wallflower. Like when you're in these dynamics, you're very interactive. You're very a part of it. You're there. You're present. But there's an aspect of you that is a flower on the wall, observing everything. And I see you wondering to yourself, where am I? Am I here? Am I there? What am I know I'm having fun. I can see myself interacting, but where is my emotional? I think this is a result of whatever pain you suppressed here, Taurus, that created some sort of emotional blockage where you can't truly be in the sentiment. Like you do all the things, you say the things, you do. You're fun. No one would know. But something in you is I'm not feeling any of this. I think something happened that was so traumatic and painful that kind of you really retrieved. There's a big portion of you. Oh my God, I'm now starting to feel it. There's a big portion of you that is really, really retrieved. And it's important that especially considering how much you're going to be interacting this month. It's important that you are vigilant about becoming aware of it and working on it. You don't want to let this sink even deeper and festering, because these things tend to come out when we don't let them out in our own way and guiding it. They come out in ways that can be very, very destructive. So I want to bring everything a bit closer. There we go. Taurus, let me know if you know what this is about. Feel free to write in the comment. Like, maybe it will be cathartic for you, like knowing what it is and then writing it and expressing it. And then if you see a Taurus doing that in the comments, interact with them. Tell them what you feel about it, what your advice is. Every now and then when I see someone expresses themselves openly in the comments and others of you interact with them and help them out, I find it like it really warms my heart. So maybe you can do that for Taurus, because I feel like Taurus really needs that expression and to talk things out. 10 of Pentacles and 5 of Cups. Okay. There are family stuff that are very hurtful to you. There's a sense of grief and loss and distance. And unfortunately, for some of you, you feel like it's something you can't fix. There's nothing you can do about it. Or you don't know what you can do about it. Which makes dealing with it emotionally even harder, because a lot of you are fixers, right? Something is wrong. Okay, how can I fix it? And when you can't fix it, you don't know how to emotionally cope with it. So you just don't, which is something that men do a lot, by the way. And it's not healthy. It's great to fix things, but if you can't fix it, just ignoring it emotionally is not gonna It's not, it's not because you're like, well, what's the point? If I can't fix it, then what's the point of worrying about it? It's not about worrying. Um, it's about addressing it with your heart, just feeling it and reaching emotional resolution with it, you know? Because I see so much goodness for you, Taurus, through the month of July. So many opportunities, so many people that want to get to know you. So much is opening up for you, especially now with this conjunction, Uranus North Node conjunction with Mars. You'll be out and about. So there are certain things you just don't want to carry with you. You don't want them to kind of linger with you on. Just process them. If you can fix it, if you can resolve it, if you can have the communication, great. If you can't, sometimes it's just not possible, or there's no cooperation from the other side. So meditate and resolve it with yourself. Just talk it out with a good friend. Show me more, please. Nine of Wands. This has created a sense of anxiety and paranoia within you, Taurus, and your psyche that is not your character. It's event-based, which makes sense. That happens a lot. But I need you to understand how much it's debilitating you. It's not really protecting you as much as you think. It can protect you in certain situations, but you're not in those situations anymore. That's the thing. And that's a good thing, right? But on the other hand, your system is still doing the same things. Okay, you're still in the muscle memory of how you cope with danger or with fear. And look, you won't be able to resolve it by suppressing that coping mechanism or being upset with that coping mechanism. Quite the opposite. Be grateful to that coping mechanism because it got you through a lot. It got you through a lot. I'm sorry. I hate to do this, but I don't agree. For the person who asks if they should leave their job, if they have to ask, then it means they're not ready. That's not how it works, actually. I'm sorry. I know you mean well and I love you guys, but I'm trying to stop a situation. This is a time where people need to make strong decisions for their future based on their heart. So it's important to not lightly answer that without knowing the background. Okay? Maybe they should leave their job. Maybe they shouldn't. I don't know. But I don't agree with that logic of like, oh, if you have to ask, then you're not ready. You can say the same thing, the opposite. You can say, oh, if you're asking, if you have doubts, then there's no doubts, right? It really depends on perspective. So, so what was I saying? Yes. So if you say meditate and speak to that coping mechanism, and instead of trying to fight it or resist it and telling it to stop, you're like, thank you so much. You've been there for me. You've helped me through so many things, but everything is okay now. There's no need to jump in and act defensive because it's not the same thing. You've been such a loyal, protective friend. Thank you, but now it's okay. Does that make sense? Then you're not making it your enemy because it's not your enemy. Your coping mechanisms are never your enemy. They've been established by your psyche to save you, right? And that applies to everyone on everything. But at a certain point, they become, sabotaging you when they're not needed. So that's when you just tell them, it's okay. Thank you for what you've done so far. Now we're good. And just repeat that. And you'll see how easier it becomes. It's so much easier to talk to someone that you're not making an enemy of. That includes our psyche, Take in, integrate. the fragmented aspects of you, as opposed to judging them and resisting them and trying to shove them away. You can't shove a part of you out. It's not possible. So if you want to know what's going on July, a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff. But simultaneously, my job as a reader is not just to telling you, oh, good stuff, bad stuff, but also guide you through them. Because if you're just going to go through the good stuff without addressing everything else that is coming through, and it's coming through from the cards for a reason, right? It's so I would say them to you, then it will sabotage these good stuff later on, right? So let's avoid that, and let's give the good stuff that are coming through this month the best potential to evolve in the best possible way by giving them room with optimism, with joy and flow, and by working through our mechanisms and our defenses and our triggers, so they don't sabotage those things. And what I just told you how to do it, that's how you can do it. Okay. One last card. I hope I didn't make you not want to give advice anymore. I didn't mean that. I caught it and I was like, oh, this is not good. But one thing doesn't mean all of it. You can continue interacting, and that's how we learn and grow. Okay. I love that you help one another. Just to be clear. I had to moderate. I had to moderate for a second. Steve, thank you so much for the $19.99. I really appreciate that. Thank you for the super chat. It's very kind of you. Thank you. But just to be clear again, for the personal questions, there's a very specific description on how to do so below with a specific price. So just so you keep that in mind in case it was confusing. But thank you. That's so kind. Oh, wait, I didn't think of Taurus. So back to Taurus. One more card for Taurus, please. Two of Cups. Taurus, look at you. See, that's why. I want to show you the cards. Okay. I mean, look at this. This is so yummy. So love is coming in. Romance, friendships, opportunities. You're already feeling good with yourself. You're sitting steady. But like the underlayers are so much emotional detachment and grief and paranoia and triggers. And we don't want any of these things sabotaging. So if you resonate with this, watch your Taurus reading now, like go back later on in the recording and watch your reading again and really follow through the guidance. Follow the guidance. So all these yummy stuff could really play out as best as they can. Because, luck brings us opportunities, but then what do we do with it? We can either play them out really well, or we can sabotage them, unfortunately. It doesn't mean that there's something wrong with us. It's pain, it's trauma, all these things, right? But there are ways to avoid it. I want to rearrange for a second and see what else can come through. So we have 2 twos. By the way, guys, there is a love extended for you and your person of interest, Taurus. So if you're cross-watching for a Taurus, this applies to you too. And in this love reading for July, we look into you in detail, your person of interest in detail, how you interact with each other, where each of you is coming from. And then we also see how things unfold between the two of you throughout the month of July. And then after the tarot, we finish up with runes. Okay, so that's available on Patreon and on Vimeo. Links are below. On Patreon, you have it for unlimited streaming for all the signs, plus a lot of VIP content that I create for my patrons. And on Vimeo, it's for separate purchasing by the sign. So check out whatever platform you prefer. Though I would love to see you on Patreon if you want to. Okay, we only have one court card, right? 1 ace, 3, 4, 5, 10, and 2 nines. Okay. I just want to see the important energies that are repeating themselves. Okay, so when it comes to this romance, so one of you, and Taurus, this is a reading for you, so it's likely to be you. However, it can always, be the other way around. It really depends on your story. So something really good is happening between you and another person. But one of you is very closed up emotionally because of fear of opening up. And there's a level of being used to being independent. This person will come in fast and strong, but if you stay reserved and closed up regularly and consistently, they will then leave fast. Now, something about the way they're coming in will make you feel like you can continue being closed off or resistant for a long time because they're so nice and so present and so insistent. But that will be an illusion, because not an illusion that they're purposefully doing, it's just that they're into you, right? So they try. But as soon as they feel like they've tried once, twice, 3 times, and you're just not opening up, they're going to be like, okay, this is not working, enough. So just keep that in mind. Okay, keep that in mind. There's actually real potential here for something stable and lasting. So if you like this person, look, everything is a choice, okay? If you like this person and if you think that this could be something good and you catch yourself sabotaging with based on past pain, maybe open up to them and tell them, hey, the reason I'm being this way is because this is what happened to me in the past. This is what triggers me. This is what I'm reminded of when you do this and that. It's not personal to you. It's just, this is why it's challenging for me, right? And that would be very helpful, because if they can understand where you're coming from, then they know better. Okay? All right, Taurus, this was great. I hope this was helpful to you. Be sure to, if you connected and you want to know more about your love life, be sure to check out the July extended love reading that I just told you about. Okay. And let's move on to Virgo. Okay. Let's bring up the camera. Hey, cuties. How you doing? Okay, let me just fix the frame. Take a sip of my coffee. So let's have like a mini commercial break. I'll be the commercial. Wait. Hello. Ever wanted to study tarot? Think you're a magician? Think you can help other people? Want to know everything about life using this cardboard? If you want to be a tarochi, if you're into tarot and you want to go through a shamanic journey with moi, Morgane, check out Tarot Masterclass Bunkai. Bunkai means secret applications. It's a term from Japanese that is often used in martial arts. I'm a martial artist. Hey. Anyway, so basically it's a pre-recorded online course. I created 90 pre-recorded classes. Every tarot card in the deck receives its own class. And then there's extra classes on top of the 78 cards, of course, to connect all the dots and give added value and added information. I really dive deep into all the layers of each tarot card and the aspects of reading and the esoteric systems within the tarot. Okay? You can either rent the classes separately and treat it like a library. Let's say you have a reading for yourself and you want to know in greater depth, like what there is to know about the cards that came through in your reading. You want to know what I have to teach you about them. You can simply just rent the cards that came out in your reading. Or you can rent one class, see how you feel about it, and then decide if you want to have the entire course. But if you're having the entire course, I do recommend to watch them chronologically from 0 to 89, 90 classes. Okay, so check it out. It's on Vimeo. The link is below. Tarot Masterclass Bunkai. And that's it. Okay. And we're back from the commercial break. Well, I need to do it right. Hey, how was the commercial break? Ready for Virgo? Are you ready for Virgo? Are you guys in shock? You're like, what is she doing? What, you prefer like a pillow commercial? Is that what you want? You want me to insert a commercial for pillows? You know what? I'm not done with my commercial. Would you like a mug? In this mug, you can drink coffee. In this mug, you can drink water. And this mug can remind your guests that they shouldn't mess with you because you're a witch and karma is a witch. Anyway, I created my own stuff. It's below. It's on Teespring. It's an online shop. Everything I designed and is my artistry, from mugs to t-shirts to wall art, pillows, blankets. What else? I don't know. Everything that's there is there, so you can watch it. Okay, enough with the commercial, Morgane. What, you'd rather a banana commercial? What? Ace of Wands, but I didn't really think about Virgo, so I want to focus. Let's start right. Virgo. If you're time stamping this, 36, 33-ish. Okay. Virgo for July. My amazing Virgo seekers for July, please. What's going on with Virgo? What is going on with Virgo? Hierophant. Okay, a lot is going on with Virgo. Let me look at this for a second. Virgo, you're in the precipice of. It's interesting because the Hierophant, it's faith, it's the sometimes structured religion, but also spiritual leadership, wisdom. This North Node, Uranus, Mars conjunction is happening in your 9th house. I think you're being placed in the position of leadership when it comes to something that you do. Now, it could be flat out leading something, right? Receiving a position of some sort that requires you to speak, to teach, to guide. And or it's putting you in a place of commitment. And I see it across the board in your different life different levels of your life, like different fields in your life. You're going into, it's interesting because Uranus is like, should be like shocking and surprising and out of the blues, but it actually puts you in a very solidified, clear, directed path. You're going to be looked at as an expert or as a guide of something. Oh, whoa, okay. You have King of Wands in the reverse. Hold on, more cards on the floor. Holy, wow. 7 of Swords in the reverse and the Death card in the upright. Okay. Let me look at this for a second. I'm like, So North Node in Taurus, South Node in Scorpio, coming through really strongly here with the Hierophant and the Death card. Taurus Scorpio energy. And they're standing upright, right? And in between them, they're like hugging King of Wands and Seven of Swords in the reverse. This is so interesting. Hold on, let me look at this. This is a riddle. Ah. Seven of Swords brings in the energy of Aquarius. Now, King of Wands, it's cardinal fire because masculine energies are cardinal, and he's the King of Wands, so it's cardinal fire. That makes him an Aries. Technically, King of Wands is an Aries. However, in this environment of Taurus energy, Scorpio energy, Aquarius energy, I'm going to take it as a Leo energy. I feel like the four fixed signs are coming through. This cross in the sky between those fixed energies. We have a new moon in Leo at the end of the month as well. And Saturn is in Aquarius. So this is where the cards are really pulling me into planetary energies like astrology and stuff. Holy crap, Virgo, what? It's coming. Hold on. Why are you receiving such a important, dramatic, collective message? Like, this is a personal reading for you, Virgo, but the cards are bringing in something really big that I feel it's like, yeah, you're a part of this, but it's also bigger than you. Does that make sense? But why is it coming through in your reading? You have a part in this. Look, I don't know the people who are watching me. Maybe some of you are in really big leadership positions, from politics to spiritual gurus to, there's something to do with like people who deal with a lot of people, who are movers and shakers, okay, who make things happen to in society. Okay, so some of you are just in those positions where you are like a catalyst to these. There's a movement. Okay, this is so weird what is coming through. Okay, I'm just going to go with it. I'm just going to go with it and see what. So there's literally some sort of movement that you feel a part of, either ideologically or in your value system, emotional connection. There's a certain movement. It could be a spiritual movement. It could be a social movement, political movement, whatever, however it applies to you. It's good. You have to stay safe, though. I'm picking up something to do with your safety, Virgo. So, for example, if, say, there's a protest, right, that you really believe in it and you want to go there, I'm picking up on a danger. So maybe this month, specifically, hold off on attending, like, unless you're leading it, right? Let's say you're the public speaker or the organizer. I'm not going to tell you to not attend it. But there's, if you are, by the way, make sure security is proper. And if you're not someone that has to be there, you just want to be there, maybe this month hold off, especially if there's some sort of like warnings about security. I'm seeing someone, one of those terrible things that you see on the news. I'm seeing someone losing their mind a little bit and doing something terrible. And I hate receiving this message, but I feel like some of you out there need to hear that, so you don't go there. Just don't go there. Just this month. I'm not telling you to give up your ideals. I'm not telling you to not believe in something. You can be rooting for them behind the scenes just this month. Sorry. Okay? Because something about the Mars Uranus Taurus conjunction, it's North Node, it's going to be so fucking dramatic. Excuse my language. There's something is going to happen. Holy damn it! Why is it coming through in your reading? Because of the house it's happening for you, the 9th house. I will focus on asking for a more personal message for you guys once this is processed, but I have to let this out first, okay? So thank you for your patience for those of you that you feel it doesn't apply to. But this is something that needs to come through. For those of you who are in key positions, public speakers, teachers, leaders, you can be a CEO of you can be a manager of a hospital. Really, it doesn't have. It can be, if you're dealing with a lot of people and you're in the front line as the leader. Okay, there is someone this month that has an issue with you, and they're not well in their mind. They're not in a balanced place. If you have an inclination to what that can be, don't play hero this month. And check the security, check the details. Let's say you are selling tickets to something. Okay, let's say you're selling tickets to an event or whatever. Ask for anyone who purchased a ticket to also show an identifying ID, like a picture ID. That way, if you have any crazy stalkers or people you don't want around, you're able to see and then just give them their money back. And if it's your personal event, you're allowed to do that, especially if it has to do with your safety and your well-being. Don't take any sort of risks this month. Okay? There's more. Just from these cards. There's more just from these cards. Okay. I don't know. Maybe it will come out. Let's move to more personal stuff for Virgo for this month of July, and if it comes through later, then it will. Be careful who you're giving keys to. If you're trusting someone with keys to your home, to your office, to your school, to your storage room unit, maybe hold it off, Something with entry, something with allowing entry to somewhere. There's an energy here that you can't trust. There's something here that is really, I can't even say malicious. They're not well in their head. Okay? And you should be able to see right through it. So don't let your kindness or your even vanity of like, oh, I can handle it. It's worth the risk, because what if they're a good person and I'm wrong, so I can handle it if I'm wrong. Don't be vain like that. I know you think it's high and mighty. It's vain. Don't take any unnecessary risk this month, please. Okay. I'm so weirded out by this, by the cards that came through. I can't even explain it. It's very hard for me to explain. Not you. I'm not weirded out by you, but by this message. I don't like this person. This King of Wands, Seven of Swords in the reverse. Something here is so off. They're gonna act like a lover of yours, not like romantic lovers. I mean, maybe, but they're gonna act like a fan. They're gonna act like a supporter. This is like a Trojan horse. That's it. Trojan horse. They're going to act like they're so rooting for you and they're so much on your side and they believe in you, and it's going to feel a little bit off. It's going to feel a little off to you. Just if you pick up on that. An absolute yes person. It's going to be someone that works for you or wants to work for you. I don't know, but this is someone that is going to get a job with you, under you, or become your student, just to learn everything you have to teach and then steal from you and then do what you do and claim that it's theirs. Oh, I just want to learn everything from you because you're so amazing and you're so smart. I'm so grateful to be in your presence. But there's an intent of yeah, that's what it is. So that's what it is. We found it. Thank you. Took me a moment. Sorry, guys. Took me a moment. It's just a lot of stuff came in. Yeah. Fuckers. 9 of Cups. You got this. Listen to your intuition. I know, right, Black Lotus? Okay. Whoa. Virgos. The Star, Judgment, and the Emperor. Okay, let me. Okay. All right. Oh, I keep hitting you guys. I'm so sorry. Okay. The reason I'm hesitating is because this is the type of message that is going to sound like I am a bullshit reader that tells people fairy tales that they want to hear just to lure them for views and sales. Because this is positively great. It's positively great, borderline fantastical. So it kind of feels a little bit, too much for me to say, mainly because even though I know it applies to a lot of you watching, it won't apply to some of you. So I don't want to feel like I'm, playing with you, kind of telling you things that don't. Okay, I'll just say it, and I'll just trust that you have your sense of maturity and discerning, and you take it or leave it. Okay? Okay. Something really big is coming for you, Virgo. Aside this devious, untrustworthy energy, it's because something so big is coming for you. Right? The brighter the light, the more demons and dark energies are going to try to suck it out of you, right? Okay. Take it as a cosmic compliment. But with the 9 of Cups, the Star, the Judgment, and the Emperor here, especially we had the Hierophant, there's something that there's something that you do really well, there's something that you're extremely talented with, that you're above the norm. Okay, you're it's like think prodigy, think like something in excess. You're not just talented, you're extra talented. People can't do what you do, or they can't do it the way you do it. Okay, it's like one in a generation kind of type of ability. It is going to finally be placed where it needs to be placed, meaning acknowledged. So I see you receiving accolades, recognition, credit in a very big way. It could very much so be public. It could be brought about by someone who's in a position of power that can serve as the bridge, as the connector. Okay, like it's kind of like being the right person in the right time in the right place. But it's opportunity meets preparation, right? It's just a combination of all of those, and you're prepared, and then you meet the opportunities, and this is it. And I think, and the reason why it's so big is because honestly, a North Node Uranus Mars conjunction, that's big, that's huge for everyone, for the collective. But the way it's playing out for you, it's in your wisdom, it's in what you do. Okay. There is insinuation to romance here, to love, more so love, like true pure love kind of coming through, but not so much. I'm not getting so much detail in regards to specifically how it's playing out as a narrative. I'm mainly receiving a big message about your future that this month will serve as very, very meaningful for. Okay, so this is when you also need to start getting ready to be less trusting, not in a way of paranoia, but more discerning with the people that you allow into your life, because people will start having agenda because you'll start succeeding or being in the public eye. It's harder to know who's next to you because they really enjoy you and whatever, versus who has, interest. It's lonely at the top, and that's partly why, right? I want you to see the cards. Sorry. You're still around? Are you guys enjoying this? Virgos, any of you that resonate with this, that you're like, yeah, I know this is my story, please share with us in the comments. It's very interesting. So another Aquarius energy, another Scorpio energy. It might feel uncomfortable. It might feel pressuring. It might feel like too much to handle almost. It's but it's great. It's everything you've been waiting for. It's amazing. Virgo, if you're just tuning in, if you jumped to the Virgo reading, you also have an in-depth love reading extended where we look into you and your person of interest. So if you're a cross watcher for Virgo, this applies to you too. The reading will apply to you too, because we see into Virgo and their person, their dynamic, what each of you brings to the situation, and then how things unfold throughout the month of July. And then after the tarot, I also pull runes. It's available on Patreon for unlimited streaming of all the signs on top of VIP content, and it's available for separate purchase over on Vimeo. Links are below. Check out what works for you best if you want to watch them. Okay? A couple of more cards to give a more, specific narrative for July. That one just flew. Page of Swords. Okay. Yeah, something with communication. 6 of Wands. Okay. Yeah, you're going to get a message of, someone wanting to put you in center stage somehow, so you could speak, so you could maybe write. I don't know. There's something really nice here, and it feels really great, Virgo. Honestly, this feels great. You deserve it. I would have arranged, but there's not much point because there's only 2 minor cards that are not the same number, and the rest is just, again, the all the major arcanas. So this is a long-term reading. This is major processes to do with your life. So it's gonna maybe be triggered in July, but it's gonna be a continuance thing, beyond. And if there's someone in your life that is toxic, that is bringing you down, that is negative, tries to kind of convince you that you can't, They're not someone you want to take with you on the journey, on this journey. Bum bum bum. All right, all right. All right, all right, all right. How are we feeling? Thanks, Virgos. Who do we have now? Capricorn. You have a full moon. You're the star of the show. Let's just fix it properly. And as I say, Capricorn, look who peeks. Hi. Hi. Are you talking about me? Cappy? Yeah, Cappy, we're talking about you, devilish. Is it time for a commercial break? It's time for a commercial break. I'll be right back. In the meantime, enjoy the commercial. Hi, I am the commercial. What are we commercialing? Oh, there is also Karmic Shift and Liberation out. It's a special, terrible commercial. It's a special project that I've created for all the zodiac signs to help you through your karma and into your dharma, not by avoiding your karma, but by understanding it and knowing how to deal with it. And look into your past lifetime karma, present lifetime karma, and lineage karma, and how they all affect your spirituality, your romance, and your work life. And then after the huge tarot spread that I created, I also pull oracles. It's a long ass reading. It's like an hour long. It goes really in depth for each of the zodiac signs. You have all of them for unlimited streaming over on Patreon. So you can watch your different karmic placements, or if you want just to have your separate by the sign, you can also find it on Vimeo. Link is below. I did make a free one on YouTube, Karmic Shift and Liberation, for Ophiuchus. It's called Karmic Shift and Liberation, the Immigrant's Empire. The Immigrant's Empire. So that's the Karmic Shift and Liberation for Ophiuchus. You can find it either on the Ophiuchus playlist or type in the Existential Shift, the Immigrant's Empire. It will come up, and that way you can see what it is that I'm talking about and what it is that I do for each of the other zodiac signs. Okay. Is there another commercial that I need to do? If you want to book a private reading, two options. Either right now as you're watching the live, you can send in to PayPal $45. In the description below, you will see how to do so. And then you'll ask me your personal question, and I will answer once I'm done with Capricorn. But if you want to do so, you've got to do it right now, so it will come through and I will know that I have a question to answer. Or you can actually book an in-depth, like a personal reading with me privately. Link to that is below. Patrons receive 20% off. So if you're a patron and you want to book a private reading with me, just message me on Patreon and I will create a discount code for you before you book. Is there anything else? If you want to support the channel, you can also become a channel member. I have a few channel members right here in the chat, which is great. It's $1.99 every month. It's a monthly membership that you can cancel anytime. It's reciprocity for everything that I do here on YouTube for free. So it's just a way of interacting and giving me your support. And also, once you do that, because action leads to manifestation. So once you support the channel tangibly on a monthly basis, you're creating an energetic link and connection. It will increase the odds that my readings will resonate with you. Okay. It's not something that I'm promising, but it's just energetically, that's how energy works. So if you want to support me and increase the energetic link, consider becoming a channel member and or a patron. Tarot Masterclass student. Or just a loving, sweet seeker that likes to press all the buttons, like liking, commenting, and sharing. And of course, subscribing and pressing the bell button for the notifications. All of these things are for absolutely free and easy, and they're very helpful. They're way more helpful than you possibly know. Okay. Okay. And we're back from the commercials. What did they talk to you about? Who were they? I'm in a mood today. Earth signs. Okay. Capricorn, you're serious. You're like, stop it. Talk to me. I need the reading. Okay. Okay. Capricorn for July. Some of you are dealing with a big ending in your life. And it's emotionally challenging. And you're trying to just deal with all the things that you need to deal with while not like sitting down and crying. Because it's a lot. But you're going to feel so much better after this. Like, it's going to really liberate you from a very burdening thing, whatever this is that you're ending. Could be a relationship, could be a job, could be a place of living. Really, there's something really abrasive about it. It's so abrasive that trying to end it is incredibly abrasive. Capricorn. Oh, my back is killing me. Maybe your back is hurting. Like, I felt it this morning, but now that I'm doing your reading, suddenly it's coming. I should have had a pillow. It's not at a reach. It's not at a reach. Oh well. I'm like a granny. Where's my pillow? Where's my pillow? It's over there. It's so far away. Oh, so many cards. No, too many cards. Capricorn for July. Hangman. This feels like a lot. Ooh, Capricorn, you're being initiated into something. Your higher self is like, okay, enough, Capricorn, enough with the nonsense. You need to cut this out. You need to strip this away. There's something that we need to do. So it puts you in standstill. It makes you forget why you were in this thing that had you stuck in the first place, because you always have reasons, right? Oh, I'm in this terrible job because it gives me steady income, and they're this and that relying on me, so I have to, so I'm going to be miserable forever. So it makes your brain foggy to a level where you forget the reasoning that you give yourself. It can play out in a partnership, can play out in a job, can play out in a school environment, anything. A place where you live that you can't stand, but you force yourself to renew the lease because it's cheap and you need to save money, but your spirit is dying, and so you can't really manifest more money. So it's like you're kind of, it's funny, you're staying there because it's supposed to give you more money, but then it paralyzes you energetically, so you don't make more money. So see how the sense doesn't make sense. You have some sort of sense that doesn't really make sense. So spirit, your own higher self, is like just giving you like brain fog. And you're like, why am I so confused? Why am I not thinking straight? Because when you think straight, you're not thinking straight. And when you're not thinking straight, it gives room for you to think straight. That's interesting. 9 of Cups. Okay. There is something that is a fantasy for you, a dream come true, something you desire, that you want. You just want it. And there's no common sense to you. You can't reason it, so you deny it or suppress it or not acknowledge it, whatever. But it's becoming, it's stronger than your non-reasonable reason, this desire. Bottom of the deck. Look, when you suppress desire, When you suppress desire, it takes over you, and that's when it becomes devil-like and turns into greed, or all, or like, the sins. Desire in and of itself is a divine thing that guides you to knowing what your heart wants and happiness. But when you see it as something bad and suppress it, ironically, it then becomes bad because you suppress it so much, it grows, it festers, it takes all over you. It takes over you, and then it becomes the only thing that matters, and then it's bad. See the irony there? So by trying to avoid something, you create it. What's coming through is the quote by Oscar Wilde: the best way to get rid of temptation is to yield to it. Now, it sounds, and first, when you first say it or hear it, it sounds like super superficial. Oh, he was really into temptation. He was really into like pleasure. Oh, the best way to get rid of temptation is to just yield to it. Sounds like irresponsible and reckless and like not caring and freestyle in life, carefree. It's actually way deeper than you know. It's very philosophical if you really think it through, because the only way out is in. When you're told don't think of an elephant, the only thing you're ever thinking about is an elephant. When you try to not feel what you only feel what you feel. Okay? So the best way to get rid of temptation is to yield to it, meaning, why are you tempted by this? Maybe your heart truly desires what that is. And again, apply it to every field in your life, from a dream job to a romance to studying something that makes no sense, but you're really curious about. Um, Sorry, I'm reading a comment, Victor. Like, when you decide to quit drinking but keep the booze in your house as to not deny yourself, then you are not making it a thing. No, no. To quit drinking, you gotta quit drinking. Temptation, I don't mean like vice and things that hurt you. I mean like the desirable things in life: love, beauty, inspiration. If anyone here needs to quit drinking, you can't keep it at your home. That's not good, Victor. I'm sorry. That's dangerous. Take it out. Um, and actually denying yourself of it is actually contradicting what I'm saying. I'm saying don't deny what you want, but then if you take it to that place, it's like you're telling people don't deny yourself of alcohol. No, just get that thing out, and don't deny yourself of health. Your true spirit, your heart desires health, not self-sabotaging, not addiction. That's not your true desire. When you deny yourself of desire, of passion, of love, of dream, then it becomes toxic, like the devil here, and then it translates into vice, into addiction. Does that make sense? Okay. So back to dear Oscar Wilde. He was way more philosophical and deep than the credit he was given to when it comes to this phrase. When you yield to yourself, you're no longer an issue, because you're suddenly like being placed on a pedestal, as you should be. I desire this, not because I'm bad, but because my spirit wants something that will make me feel amazing. Addictions don't make you feel amazing, by the way. That's just a second hit, and then you feel like shit. So that's not the same thing. I can't stand it when people take what I say and distort it into fitting their issues. Like, I'm not enabling any of your BS out there, in case that's what you're doing. And I'm not referring to you. I'm referring, like, in general. Let's keep going. Capricorn, July. It's interesting, like they put the hangman on top and then the 9 of cups below. It's like it wants to be placed like that, the cards, as opposed to one next to the other. 3 of cups. Some of you are absolutely distorting what I'm saying and making it about vice. No, stop drinking. Thank you. Queen of Swords, especially if you're driving. And then 8 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. It's getting so weird. Not you, Cappy. You're not weird. This energy that is coming through is so interesting. Okay. A good example. If you want to do something, do it. And the best way to avoid it being hurtful to others is by being honest about it in advance. So if you want to do something, instead of going behind someone's back, tell them first and be like, this is what I have to do for myself. I can't deny myself of this truth. So I'm just letting you know, not in ways of seeking permission or confirmation or approval, but in ways of being upfront and saying it. That will make all the difference in the world. Now, I want you to look at this. See how like it's organized on the table, like how the cards are placed? It's this really interesting, it kind of looks like to me like a tree of some sort, which is kind of cool because the hangman is one of the archetypes behind the hangman is of Odin, who hung himself from the Yggdrasil tree, from the tree of life, for 9 days and nights in order to discover the wisdom of the runes. And he had to sacrifice an eye. Don't sacrifice an eye, please. It's just a story. But there's this process of initiation. And I did start the reading feeling like you're being initiated. So it's coming through even stronger now. You're being initiated into your truth and your journey and your life. I feel like you haven't been living your own life so far. You've been living a theoretical life that you feel like you needed to live because that was the right thing to do for whatever reason, or that's how you saw it anyway. And now it's like time to just take out all the dead branches and dead leaves and allow the tree to really grow. And it's not going to be an easy process. Odin being hung 9 days and nights from the Yggdrasil tree upside down, that's definitely probably wasn't fun. But it will lead to satisfaction. I do see someone being, feeling really good through pain. I'm not encouraging that. That's not what I mean. I don't mean like, God forbid, physically hurt yourself for pleasure. That's something you need therapy and help with. Okay? Because it means that you're experiencing so much emotional pain that when you cause yourself physical pain, it allows you to take a break from the emotional pain. I know it sounds weird for those of you who don't do that, and it's good that you don't do that, but people who do that, they're in so much pain that they feel like they need a different pain to take their mind or mechanism away from whatever pain they just can't take. It actually gives them an ease. Okay. So in case you were wondering why would people hurt themselves, cut themselves, I'm not telling anyone that you should do that or continue doing that. I'm just explaining what's going on with the psyche with people who do that. So there needs to be a resolution for the pain that they're feeling that is different than actually feeling pain. And often it happens to people who are feeling very, very judged for their pain, who don't get emotional support. So they don't have any other way. They don't know how else. So if you're going through that, you should find someone that you can just talk to about the pain. It doesn't have to bring resolution or fixing it. Just, again, the cathartic aspect of, taking something out of your system and feeling it and having someone who's just listening, right? Because there's something that you want to build. Maybe it's a business, maybe it's a partnership. For some of you, school, maybe you want to build a school. And you're going to have to walk away from certain tendencies that you have in order for it to work out. And for some of you, you've been working on something that you've been planning on building, but then you're suddenly like, you don't have the energy, you don't have the desire, you just don't want to do it. You keep stalling, you keep making excuses. And at one point, you're going to realize this month that the reason why you're stalling and making excuses is because you don't actually want to do this. It's something you thought you wanted to do. It's something you feel like could be cool of you to want to do, but you don't really want to do. So you're going to find yourself walking away from it by finally acknowledging what you truly want. You've been working on, some of you have been working on something for a long time that you don't actually are passionate about for whatever reason. And I think this month is going to serve as the understanding, the final realization. Okay. And I do see you walking away from something after really going back and forth forever about this. 2 3s. Queen of Swords, Page of Pentacles, and the Hangman. 3 3 3 in a way, because the Hangman is 12. It's going to be a good process. It will get you to where you want to get to. If you're carrying a sacrificial aspect, like a Piscean, Christ conscious, Jesus-like sacrificial thing, no. Just no. It's not really spiritual. It's not really divine. It's the distortion of man to the teachings of Christ in order to create and maintain power. If all of you sacrifice all of your entire life for God, I mean the representation of God, their church, then I will be in control. If talented, powerful, divine people sacrifice themselves constantly, then there's no threat and no competition to power. Especially if they think it's divine and godly, they'll keep doing that forever, and we won't have to tell them to stop being powerful. They'll just weaken themselves. Yeah, no. At the end of those 9 days that he hung himself on the Yggdrasil tree, he became Odin, the All-Father, the most powerful god. Okay? As you can and as you should be. All right. If you skipped to Capricorn from the timestamps, there is a love reading, an in-depth love reading that I made for you for July that looks into you and your person of interest in great detail, the dynamic between the two of you, what each of you brings to the table, and also how things unfold between you throughout the month of July. And after the big tarot reading, I also pull out runes, speaking of. That is available on Patreon and on Vimeo. On Patreon, it's for unlimited streaming for all the signs that you can watch present and past. You can go back in time and see the content of the past. And that's on top of other VIP content. I would love to, if you want to check out Patreon, I would love to see you there. But it's also available for separate purchasing by the sign on Vimeo. Links are below. Now, because we look into you and your person of interest, if you're cross-watching for Capricorn, this will apply to you because we look into Capri and their person. So you'll be that person. Okay, I think we're good. This was fun. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for tuning in. And I will see. I still have air signs to do. I think I'll do them tomorrow. We'll see. I will create a live and tell you exactly when. So press the bell button if you want to receive a notification for when I'll be going, for when I'll be coming up with air signs. Have a wonderful full moon and a new moon and a crazy ass conjunction. Woohoo! This is gonna be fun. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy the ride. Okay, seekers, I will see you really soon. Thank you for being here. Stay magic, stay true, and I love you. Thank you. Bye for now.